My friend, I want you to understand something profound. Your words are the brush with which you paint the canvas of your life. If you desire to change the image before you, you must first change the words you speak, for they are not mere sounds, they are seeds. Each time you speak, you sow into the garden of your reality. When you declare, I am healthy, you are planting the seed of vitality. When you affirm, I am wealthy, you are commanding abundance to flow into your experience. And when you say, I am loved, you summon the warmth of affection and connection into your life. But here is the secret: speak not as one who hopes or wishes. Speak as one who knows. The words you utter must carry the certainty of fulfillment. Say to yourself, I am blessed not because you hope to be, but because you know you already are. This is not delusion, it is alignment with the infinite power that resides within you. Guard your inner conversations, for they shape your external world. If you have been speaking words of doubt, lack, or fear, recognize that you have been unwittingly creating obstacles in your own path. But do not despair. The moment you change your language, the tides of your life begin to shift. Begin each day by speaking blessings over every area of your life. Stand before the mirror and say, I am a magnet for success. I am overflowing with energy and health. I attract miracles wherever I go. As you speak, feel the truth of these words take root within you. And when fear creeps in, as it sometimes will, speak blessings even louder. Replace the whispers of doubt with declarations of faith. I am guided. I am protected. I am protected. I am unstoppable. The power of your faith will dismantle any barrier, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. Bless others as freely as you bless yourself. When you see a friend struggling, say to them, you are stronger than this. You are destined to overcome. Your words can lift them from despair and align them with their higher purpose. The universe responds to your voice. Speak as though you are the author of your destiny, because you are. Bless yourself abundantly, and watch as your life transforms into a reflection of your highest aspirations. Words are not just sounds or symbols strung together, they are the very essence of creation. From the moment they leave your lips, they carry the power to build or destroy, to heal or harm, to uplift or oppress. This is not an abstract idea, but a fundamental truth that governs the way reality unfolds around you. When you speak, you are engaging with the creative energy of the universe itself, shaping your existence in ways that are both seen and unseen. Just consider for a moment the impact of a single phrase. When you tell yourself, I am capable, something shifts within you. A spark of confidence ignites, your posture straightens, and your mind begins to align with the reality of your capability. Conversely, when you utter words like, I can't do this, you create an invisible barrier that prevents progress. The spoken word is not passive, it is active, alive, and profoundly influential. The creative power of words is not a new concept. Across cultures and spiritual traditions, the spoken word is revered as a force of transformation. In sacred texts, the act of creation itself begins with the word, let there be light. This is not merely symbolic, it is a reminder that words possess the ability to call forth that which does not yet exist. When you declare blessings upon yourself, you are following this divine pattern, calling forth abundance, health, and joy from the unseen into the seen. But why do words hold such power? It is because they are expressions of your belief and intention. When you speak, you are not just communicating, you are affirming what you hold to be true. Your words reveal your inner state and simultaneously reinforce it. If you say, I am strong, you not only express your belief in your strength, but also strengthen that belief. This is why it is so crucial to choose your words wisely. Too often, people speak carelessly, unaware of the creative energy they are unleashing. Phrases like, I'm always unlucky, or I can't catch a break may seem harmless, but they are powerful declarations that shape your reality. Every time you repeat such statements, you reinforce a pattern of lack and limitation in your life. To change your reality, you must change the words you speak. Begin by becoming intentional about your language. Speak blessings over every aspect of your life, no matter the current circumstances. If you are facing financial difficulties, declare, I am a magnet for prosperity. Money flows to me effortlessly. If you are struggling with health issues, affirm, my body is healing, and I am becoming stronger every day. These declarations may feel unnatural at first, especially if they contradict your present experience. But remember, you are not speaking to describe your reality, you are speaking to create it. This process requires faith and persistence. It is not enough to say the words once and expect immediate results. Just as the seed takes time to grow into a tree, your spoken blessings need time to manifest. But as you continue to affirm your desired reality, you will notice subtle shifts. Opportunities will arise, solutions will appear, and your circumstances will begin to align with the reality you have been declaring. It is also important to speak your blessings with conviction. Words spoken without belief are like seeds scattered on rocky ground. They cannot take root. When you declare, I am loved or I am successful, feel the truth of these words as if they are already your reality. Visualize the outcomes you desire and let your emotions match the joy and gratitude of having received them. This emotional alignment amplifies the creative power of your words, accelerating their manifestation. The impact of your words extends beyond yourself. When you speak blessings upon others, you become a channel for divine energy, uplifting those around you. A kind word to a friend can reignite their hope. A word of encouragement to a stranger can transform their day. The blessings you speak to others often return to you multiplied, as the energy you put into the world inevitably flows back to you. But the most crucial aspect of this practice is consistency. You must make speaking blessings a daily habit, a natural part of your inner and outer dialogue. Begin each morning by affirming your worthiness, success, and health. Throughout the day, guard your words, ensuring they align with the reality you wish to create. And at night, speak words of gratitude and peace over yourself, setting the tone for a restful and rejuvenating sleep. As you embrace the power of the spoken word, you will witness remarkable transformations in your life. The blessings you declare will begin to manifest in ways that seem almost miraculous. You will come to understand that your words are not just tools of communication, they are instruments of creation, capable of shaping your reality into a reflection of your highest aspirations. Speak blessings upon yourself with unwavering faith, and watch as your life blossoms into a masterpiece of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. When you declare blessings upon your life, speak as if they are already done. This is the essence of creation, to align your words, thoughts, and feelings with the reality you wish to experience. Speaking as if it is done is not merely a ritual or a positive affirmation, it is a transformative act that bridges the gap between your current experience and the life you desire. It is a declaration of faith, a statement of certainty that what you seek is already yours. To speak as if it is done requires unwavering confidence. This confidence is not derived from the evidence of the physical world, for the world around you often mirrors your past beliefs and actions. Instead, this confidence comes from an inner knowing, a deep understanding that your words have creative power. When you say, I am successful, you are not describing your current situation, you are creating a blueprint for the future. By speaking as though it is already true, you align your mind and spirit with the reality of success, and this alignment sets the wheels of manifestation into motion. The human mind is a powerful tool, but it is also impressionable. It does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined or declared. When you speak as if your desires are already fulfilled, your mind begins to accept this as truth. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions start to conform to this new belief, creating a ripple effect that influences every aspect of your life. This is not wishful thinking, it is the conscious use of your creative power to shape your reality. Imagine for a moment that you desire financial abundance. Instead of saying, I hope to become financially stable someday, declare, I am financially free. I have all the resources I need to live abundantly. At first, these words may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable, especially if your current situation reflects lack. But the discomfort is a sign that you are breaking free from old patterns of thought. As you continue to speak with conviction, you train your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. You begin to notice opportunities you may have overlooked before, and your actions naturally align with the reality you are affirming. This principle applies to every area of life. If you desire better health, speak as though you are already thriving. My body is strong, vibrant, and full of energy. If you seek love, affirm, I am deeply loved and cherished. If you long for peace, declare, I live in a state of perfect harmony and calm. The key is to speak in the present tense, as if the blessing is already manifested. By doing so, you shift your focus from the lack of what you want to the fulfillment of it. And this shift is what draws your desire into your experience. Speaking as if it is done also requires emotional alignment. Words alone are not enough, they must be infused with the feeling of certainty and gratitude. When you declare a blessing, imagine how you would feel if it were already true. Would you feel joy, relief, excitement, or peace? Allow these emotions to rise within you as you speak. This emotional energy amplifies the power of your words and creates a resonance between your inner state and the external reality you are creating. Faith is the foundation of this practice. To speak as if it is done is to act in faith, trusting that the unseen forces of the universe are working on your behalf. Faith is not blind optimism. It is a deliberate choice to believe in the power of your words and the infinite possibilities available to you. It is the courage to declare, it is done even when the physical evidence has yet to appear. Doubt may arise, and this is natural. The mind is conditioned to seek proof and reassurance, and when it does not see immediate results, it may question the validity of your declarations. When this happens, remind yourself that creation begins in the unseen. Just as a seed takes time to grow beneath the soil before it breaks through the surface, your spoken blessings are taking root in the unseen realm. Trust the process and continue to speak with confidence. Consistency is crucial. Speaking as if it is done is not a one-time act, it is a way of life. Make it a daily practice to declare blessings over yourself and your circumstances. Begin each day by affirming the reality you wish to create. As you go about your day, guard your words, ensuring they align with your desired outcome. And before you sleep, reaffirm your blessings, allowing your mind to rest in the certainty of their fulfillment. You may encounter resistance from others who do not understand the power of this practice. They may question your declarations or challenge your confidence. Do not be swayed by their doubts. The reality you are creating is for you, and only you need to believe in it. Speak your blessings privately, if necessary, but speak them with unwavering conviction. You will begin to see the fruits of your declarations. Opportunities will arise, relationships will improve, and circumstances will shift in your favor. These manifestations are not coincidences, they are the natural result of your alignment with the reality you have been affirming. You will come to understand that your words are not mere sounds, they are creative forces that shape the very fabric of your life. Speak as if it is done, and watch as your life transforms in ways that exceed your highest expectations. Trust in the power within you, and let your words pave the way for a reality filled with blessings, abundance, and joy. It is done. The world you experience externally is a direct reflection of the conversations you hold internally. Your inner dialogue, the continuous stream of thoughts, affirmations, and beliefs you entertain, shapes the way your reality unfolds. It is the silent architect of your life, influencing your emotions, actions, and the circumstances you encounter. To change your outer world, you must begin by transforming what you affirm within. Every thought you hold carries energy. This energy either builds or dismantles the life you desire. When you allow self-doubt, fear, and negativity to dominate your inner conversation, you unknowingly set the stage for these feelings to manifest in your external world. Conversely, when your inner dialogue is filled with positivity, faith, and empowerment, your outer world begins to align with these affirmations. The relationship is seamless, and there are no exceptions. What you dwell on internally becomes the script for your life's unfolding story. Your mind is like fertile soil, and your thoughts are seeds. Whether you plant seeds of abundance or scarcity, love or fear, success or failure, the soil does not discriminate. It nurtures whatever you sow, and in time you reap the harvest of your inner dialogue. This is why it is essential to guard your inner conversation vigilantly. The thoughts you entertain, especially those you repeat consistently, become ingrained in your subconscious mind. Once implanted, they begin to influence your actions, decisions, and perceptions, shaping the reality you encounter. Consider how often you replay thoughts of inadequacy, failure, or fear. These inner dialogues act as self-fulfilling prophecies. If you repeatedly think, "I am not good enough," you project this belief outward, affecting the way you carry yourself, the opportunities you pursue, and the relationships you form. The outer world, responding to the energy of your inner dialogue, reflects this belief back to you through experiences of rejection or limitation. The cycle then reinforces itself, creating a loop that feels inescapable but is entirely self-created. Now imagine replacing those negative thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of "I am not good enough," you affirm, "I am worthy of all the good things life has to offer." As you repeat this affirmation, your inner state begins to shift. You feel more confident, capable, and open to opportunities. Your energy changes, and so does the way people and circumstances respond to you. Your external world, mirroring your internal dialogue, starts to present you with experiences that validate your worthiness. This is not magic, it is the natural law of cause and effect. To transform your inner conversation, begin by becoming aware of it. Many people go through life unaware of the constant chatter in their minds, allowing negative and disempowering thoughts to dominate without question. Take a moment to observe your thoughts. Are they supportive, uplifting, and aligned with the life you want to create? Or are they filled with doubt, fear, and limitation? Awareness is the first step toward change. Once you are aware of your inner dialogue, you can begin to guide it consciously. When a negative thought arises, do not fight it or suppress it, as resistance only gives it more power. Instead, acknowledge it and then replace it with a positive affirmation. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always fail," counter it with, "I am capable, and success is my natural state." Repeat this new affirmation until it feels more natural than the old thought. Over time, your subconscious mind will accept the new belief as truth. Consistency is key. The thoughts you dwell on most frequently hold the greatest power. Make it a daily practice to affirm the reality you wish to create. Speak words of love, success, health, and abundance to yourself, even if they do not yet reflect your current experience. Remember, you are not describing your reality, you are creating it. Your inner dialogue is the blueprint, and the outer world will adjust to match it. It is also important to guard your inner dialogue from external influences. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and the environments you frequent all affect your thoughts. If you spend time with individuals who constantly complain or criticize, their negativity can seep into your mind, influencing your inner conversation. Be selective about what and who you allow into your mental space. Surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and encouragement. Seek out environments that uplift and energize you. Gratitude is a powerful tool for transforming your inner dialogue. When you focus on what you are thankful for, your thoughts naturally shift toward abundance and joy. Begin each day by listing things you appreciate, and let this gratitude guide your inner conversation throughout the day. Gratitude not only changes your perspective, but also attracts more of what you are thankful for into your life. As you practice shaping your inner dialogue, you will notice profound changes in your external world. Opportunities will arise where there were none before. Relationships will improve and challenges will seem less daunting. You will begin to feel a sense of alignment, as if life itself is conspiring to support you. This is the power of a consciously guided inner conversation. Remember, your thoughts are not passive, they are active forces that shape your reality. The outer world is a mirror, reflecting back the content of your inner dialogue. By making your inner conversation a source of empowerment, you take control of the life you are creating. Speak to yourself with love, encouragement, and certainty, and watch as your world transforms to reflect the beauty of your thoughts. You are the creator of your reality, and it all begins within. Claiming divine favor is a transformative act of self-recognition and acceptance. It begins with the understanding that you are inherently deserving of every good thing life has to offer. This is not an act of arrogance or entitlement, but a realization of your worthiness as a creation of the divine. When you affirm this truth within yourself, you unlock the floodgates of abundance, love, and blessings that are waiting to flow into your life. At the core of claiming divine favor lies the principle of self-worth. How you perceive your value determines what you allow yourself to receive. If you harbor feelings of unworthiness or believe that good things are reserved for others but not for you, you create an invisible barrier that blocks the flow of blessings into your life. The universe responds to the energy of your beliefs, mirroring back to you what you hold as true. By affirming your worthiness and claiming divine favor, you shift this energy, opening yourself to receive all that is good and abundant. To claim divine favor, you must first understand that it is already yours. Favor is not something you have to earn through effort or perfection. It is a gift that exists by virtue of your being. Just as the sun shines without discrimination, so too does divine favor extend to all who are willing to embrace it. The key is to recognize and accept this truth. When you declare, "I am worthy of every good thing," you are not asking for favor to be granted, you are acknowledging its presence in your life. This affirmation requires more than mere words, it demands a shift in mindset. Many people struggle with feelings of inadequacy or guilt, believing they must achieve certain milestones or adhere to strict standards to be deserving. These limiting beliefs are rooted in past conditioning and must be released to claim the fullness of divine favor. Start by examining the stories you tell yourself about your worth. Are they uplifting and empowering, or do they reinforce a sense of lack and limitation? Replace any negative narratives with affirmations of worthiness and abundance. Self-worth is intimately tied to self-love. When you love and accept yourself as you are, you naturally align with the energy of divine favor. Self-love is not about vanity or self-indulgence, it is about honoring your unique essence and recognizing the divinity within you. Treat yourself with kindness, speak to yourself with compassion, and nurture your spirit with practices that uplift and inspire you. The more you love yourself, the more you align with the flow of favor that is your birthright. Faith is another essential component of claiming divine favor. You must trust that you are supported, guided, and cherished by forces greater than yourself. This faith allows you to release doubt and fear, replacing them with confidence and peace. When you affirm, "I am deserving of every good thing," do so with conviction, knowing that the universe is already orchestrating circumstances to bring your desires to fruition. Faith bridges the gap between your current reality and the blessings you seek, drawing them into your experience with ease. Claiming divine favor also requires gratitude. Gratitude is the language of abundance, signaling to the universe that you recognize and appreciate its gifts. When you express gratitude for what you have, you create a vibrational match for more blessings to enter your life. Begin each day by giving thanks for the favor that surrounds you, even before it manifests visibly. This practice not only elevates your energy but also reinforces your belief in your worthiness to receive. As you claim divine favor, you may encounter resistance from within or from others. The inner critic may try to convince you that you are not deserving, pointing to past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. Recognize these thoughts as remnants of old programming and choose to release them. Similarly, others may question or challenge your newfound confidence, projecting their own insecurities onto you. Stand firm in your truth, knowing that their opinions do not define your worth. Your favor is not contingent on external validation, it is an internal state of being. One of the most profound aspects of claiming divine favor is its ripple effect. When you embrace your worthiness and align with the energy of abundance, you inspire others to do the same. Your confidence and joy become a beacon, encouraging those around you to recognize their own value. In this way, claiming divine favor is not a selfish act, it is a contribution to the collective well-being. By stepping into your fullness, you give others permission to do the same. The practice of claiming divine favor is ongoing. It is not a one-time declaration but a way of life. Each day presents an opportunity to affirm your worthiness, to align with abundance, and to receive the blessings that are waiting for you. Make it a habit to speak words of favor over yourself. I am blessed. I am loved. I am worthy of every good thing. Let these affirmations guide your thoughts, words, and actions, shaping a reality that reflects the truth of who you are. As you continue this practice, you will notice a transformation not only in your outer circumstances, but also in your inner state. Peace, joy, and confidence will become your natural disposition. Challenges will seem less daunting as you trust in the divine support that surrounds you. Opportunities will arise effortlessly, and relationships will flourish. This is the power of claiming divine favor. It changes not just your life, but the very essence of how you experience the world. You are deserving of every good thing, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. The divine favor that flows through the universe flows through you as well. Claim it boldly, live it fully, and watch as your life transforms into a reflection of the abundance and love that is your true nature. Fear is a natural emotion, but when left unchecked, it can paralyze the mind and obscure the vision of a brighter future. Fear thrives on uncertainty, feeding on the unknown and multiplying with every thought of what could go wrong. Yet there is a powerful antidote to fear: faith. When fear arises, it is not a signal to retreat or surrender. It is an invitation to strengthen your trust in the divine flow of life. To replace fear with faith, one must consciously choose to speak blessings, even in moments of doubt and uncertainty. These words of affirmation and hope have the power to shift your focus from despair to possibility, from anxiety to peace. Faith begins with a decision. It is the choice to believe in the unseen, to trust that the universe is conspiring for your good, even when circumstances seem to suggest otherwise. This trust is not blind, it is deeply rooted in the understanding that life operates in cycles and that challenges are temporary. When you feel fear creeping in, pause and acknowledge it without judgment. Recognize that fear is merely a signal, a reminder that your focus has shifted away from faith. In that moment, you have the power to pivot, to redirect your energy toward the truth of your divine support. Speaking blessings during times of fear is a powerful practice that anchors your mind and spirit in faith. Words carry creative energy, shaping your internal and external realities. When you declare blessings over your life, you are not simply uttering empty phrases, you are engaging in a sacred act of creation. Your words become a bridge between fear and faith, guiding you toward a state of certainty and trust. For example, in moments of doubt, you might say, I am guided and protected. Everything is unfolding for my highest good. These words do not deny the presence of fear. Instead, they affirm a greater truth that transcends it. It is essential to understand that faith is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward despite it. Fear often arises when the mind fixates on what is lacking or uncertain. Faith, on the other hand, shifts the focus to abundance and possibility. By speaking blessings, you redirect your thoughts toward what is already good and what is yet to come. This shift in perspective diminishes the power of fear, allowing faith to take root and grow stronger. To replace fear with faith, you must cultivate a habit of gratitude. Gratitude is a form of faith in action. It is the recognition of blessings, both seen and unseen. When fear threatens to overwhelm you, take a moment to list the things you are grateful for. Speak them aloud, letting each word affirm the abundance in your life. Gratitude not only calms the mind, but also aligns your energy with the frequency of blessings, making it easier to trust that more good things are on their way. Another way to strengthen faith in the face of fear is to visualize the outcome you desire. Fear often paints vivid pictures of worst-case scenarios, filling the mind with images of failure, loss, or harm. Counteract this by creating a mental image of success, joy, and fulfillment. As you hold this vision, speak blessings over it. Say, I am worthy of this outcome. It is already mine. This practice not only replaces fear with faith, but also reinforces your belief in your ability to manifest your desires. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is also crucial when battling fear. The energy of the people and environments you engage with has a profound impact on your state of mind. Seek out those who inspire faith and hope, who speak blessings over their own lives and encourage you to do the same. Avoid those who dwell in negativity, as their fear-based energy can amplify your own doubts. Instead, immerse yourself in uplifting books, affirmations, and conversations that reinforce the power of faith. In moments of deep fear, it can be helpful to remind yourself of past challenges you have overcome. Reflect on times when you faced uncertainty or adversity and emerged stronger. These memories serve as evidence of your resilience and the divine guidance that has carried you through. Speak blessings over your current situation with this confidence, saying, just as I have overcome before, I will overcome again. I am divinely supported. Meditation and prayer are invaluable tools for replacing fear with faith. When you feel fear taking hold, find a quiet space to center yourself. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and affirm your trust in the divine. Speak blessings into the silence, letting your words fill the space with hope and certainty. For example, you might say, I release all fear and welcome faith. I trust that everything is working out perfectly for me. These moments of stillness allow you to connect with the divine presence within you, dissolving fear and replacing it with peace. It is important to be patient with yourself as you navigate the journey from fear to faith. Fear is a deeply ingrained response, and replacing it with faith requires consistent effort and practice. Be gentle with yourself when fear arises, and view each moment of doubt as an opportunity to deepen your trust. Over time, as you continue to speak blessings and affirm your faith, you will notice a shift in your internal landscape. Fear will lose its grip, and faith will become your default response to life's uncertainties. Replacing fear with faith is a transformative act of reclaiming your power. It is a declaration that you refuse to be controlled by doubt or negativity. By speaking blessings over your life, you align yourself with the truth of your divine support and open the door to endless possibilities. Remember, faith is not about knowing exactly how or when things will work out. It is about trusting that they will. Each word of blessing you speak is a step toward a life of peace, joy, and unwavering confidence. Blessing every aspect of your life is a transformative practice that calls forth abundance, joy, and harmony in all areas of your existence. It is an act of deliberate creation, where your words and intentions become the architects of a life filled with fulfillment and prosperity. When you affirm blessings over your health, wealth, relationships, and opportunities, you are not merely hoping for a better future, you are shaping your present reality through the power of focused thought and spoken word. Every area of your life responds to the energy you project, and by blessing each one intentionally, you create a ripple effect of positivity and growth. Start with your health, the foundation of your physical and mental well-being. Speak words of vitality and healing over your body, affirming its innate ability to rejuvenate and thrive. Say, my body is a temple of strength and health. Every cell vibrates with energy and wellness. Such affirmations are not just comforting, they influence your subconscious mind to align with the vision of a healthy self. The mind-body connection is powerful, and by consistently blessing your health, you cultivate habits and choices that support your well-being. Next, turn your attention to wealth and financial abundance. Many people carry limiting beliefs about money, seeing it as scarce or elusive. These beliefs create energetic blocks that prevent prosperity from flowing freely. To shift this dynamic, speak blessings over your finances, declaring abundance as your natural state. Say, I am a magnet for wealth. Money flows to me effortlessly and in great abundance. These words dissolve scarcity thinking and open you to opportunities for growth and financial success. By blessing your wealth, you invite stability, freedom, and the means to support your dreams. Relationships are another cornerstone of a fulfilling life. They are the mirrors through which you experience love, connection, and understanding. To bless your relationships, affirm harmony, respect, and unconditional love. Whether it is a romantic partnership, family bond, or friendship, your words can nurture these connections and strengthen the ties that bind. Say, I am surrounded by loving and supportive people. My relationships are filled with joy, trust, and mutual respect. These affirmations not only improve existing bonds but also attract new relationships that align with your highest good. Opportunities are the gateways to growth and achievement, yet they often go unnoticed when we are not in a state of receptivity. By blessing your opportunities, you become attuned to the doors that are opening for you, no matter how small they may seem. Say, opportunities come to me from all directions. I am ready and equipped to seize them with confidence. This practice shifts your mindset from one of lack to one of readiness, allowing you to recognize and act on the possibilities that align with your aspirations. As you bless each aspect of your life, remember to extend this practice to areas that may currently seem challenging or stagnant. Bless your struggles as opportunities for growth and learning, affirming that they are stepping stones to greater strength and wisdom. For instance, if you are facing difficulties in your career, say, this challenge is shaping me for something greater. I am capable and resilient, and success is on its way. These words not only shift your perspective but also empower you to navigate obstacles with grace and determination. Blessing every aspect of your life requires consistency and mindfulness. It is not a one-time act but a daily practice that becomes a way of being. Begin each morning by setting an intention to bless your day and everything it holds. Take a moment to visualize the various aspects of your life: your health, your work, your loved ones, and your goals. Speak affirmations over each one, letting your words flow with conviction and joy. This practice sets a positive tone for the day and aligns your energy with the outcomes you desire. In addition to speaking blessings, write them down. Create a list of affirmations for each area of your life and revisit them regularly. Writing crystallizes your intentions and gives them tangible form, making them even more powerful. For example, under health, you might write, I am grateful for my vibrant energy and strong body. Under wealth, you could affirm, my income is constantly increasing, and I am financially secure. This written practice not only reinforces your blessings but also serves as a reminder of your ability to create your reality. Gratitude plays a vital role in blessing every aspect of your life. When you bless something, you are expressing gratitude for it, whether it is already present or still on its way. Gratitude amplifies the energy of your blessings, turning them into magnets for more of what you appreciate. For instance, when affirming blessings over your relationships, take a moment to feel gratitude for the love and connection you already experience. This emotional resonance strengthens your affirmations and deepens your sense of fulfillment. Remember that blessing every aspect of your life is not about denying challenges or difficulties. It is about acknowledging them while choosing to focus on solutions, growth, and the potential for positive change. Blessing your life is an act of faith in the unseen, a declaration that you trust in the unfolding of your highest good. Even in moments of uncertainty, your words have the power to anchor you in hope and possibility. By blessing your health, wealth, relationships, and opportunities, you create a life that reflects the abundance and joy you desire. Your words become seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe, destined to grow into a harvest of fulfillment and prosperity. Speak blessings over your life with unwavering confidence, knowing that every word carries the creative power to change your reality. In doing so, you step into your role as the deliberate creator of your destiny, crafting a life that is rich in love, success, and boundless joy. In conclusion, the words you speak have the power to shape your reality. By blessing every aspect of your life, your health, wealth, relationships, and opportunities, you align yourself with abundance, joy, and growth. This practice is a daily affirmation of your worthiness and your ability to create a life filled with fulfillment and prosperity. Your words are seeds that, when planted with faith and gratitude, bear fruit in every area of your life. Remember, the act of blessing is not just a declaration of what you desire, it is an acknowledgement of the divine power within you to manifest it. Speak blessings with unwavering confidence, Guard your inner dialogue and choose words that reflect the reality you wish to experience. In doing so, you step into the role of deliberate creator, embracing a life of harmony, abundance, and joy. Thank you for taking this journey of transformation through the power of the spoken word. May your affirmations uplift you, guide you, and bring forth every blessing you deserve.
Let me ask you something. How much is your peace worth? Your self-respect? Your soul's well-being? You see, love isn't about losing yourself. It's about finding a partnership that honors and elevates who you are. But sometimes we stay in situations that tear us apart piece by piece, thinking, maybe they'll change. Maybe I should give them another chance. There are lines that, once crossed, should never be forgiven. Not because you're weak, not because you're bitter, but because you're protecting the most sacred parts of who you are. So if your partner has done these 5 things, it's time to stop hoping for change and start walking away. Trust is the invisible thread that holds relationships together, weaving security, respect, and emotional intimacy into a seamless bond. Without trust, even the strongest love can falter, because trust is the foundation upon which everything else stands. When that foundation is broken, the cracks ripple through every aspect of the relationship, making it fragile and unstable. No matter how much love exists between 2 people, the absence of trust reduces the relationship to a shadow of its former self, a mere shell that cannot withstand the weight of life's challenges. When trust is intact, it creates a sense of safety and openness. You feel comfortable being vulnerable, sharing your fears, your dreams, and your flaws, knowing that the other person will protect your heart rather than exploit it. Trust is what allows love to grow freely without fear or hesitation. It's the assurance that the person you've chosen will stand by you, honor their promises, and consider your feelings even when times get tough. Without that assurance, love becomes tainted by doubt, anxiety, and suspicion. The loss of trust doesn't happen all at once. It's often eroded bit by bit, through lies, broken promises, or betrayals. Each small breach chips away at the foundation, making it harder to rebuild. When someone lies to you, they're not just deceiving you in the moment, they're planting a seed of doubt that grows into a tangled vine, choking the trust you once had. Even if the lie seems minor, it opens the door for questions. What else are they hiding? Can I believe what they say? Do I know this person as well as I thought I did? These questions don't just affect how you see them, they also affect how you see yourself in the relationship. Betrayal, whether it comes in the form of infidelity, dishonesty, or neglect, is the ultimate breach of trust. It shatters the illusion of safety and forces you to confront a painful truth. The person you trusted most has disregarded your feelings, your worth, and your shared bond. Betrayal isn't just about the act itself, it's about the ripple effect it creates. Suddenly you find yourself questioning everything. Were the good times real? Was their love genuine? Can they ever truly change? These doubts can be paralyzing, making it nearly impossible to move forward. Rebuilding trust after it has been shattered is an uphill battle, and not everyone has the strength or the will to make it to the top. It requires honesty, consistency, and an unwavering commitment from both partners. The one who broke the trust must take full responsibility for their actions and work tirelessly to prove their sincerity, while the one who was hurt must find a way to forgive and let go of the resentment. But even with the best intentions, the process is fraught with challenges. Every misstep, every unintentional trigger can reignite the pain and undo months of progress. For some, the effort to rebuild trust is worth it, especially if the love is strong and the betrayal was an isolated incident. But for others, the damage is simply too great. Once trust is broken, it changes the dynamics of the relationship forever. The carefree intimacy that once existed is replaced by caution, and the joy of being together is overshadowed by the fear of being hurt again. Even if you manage to stay together, the relationship may never feel the same. Trust is the essence of a healthy, thriving relationship. It allows love to flourish, creating a bond that can weather life's storms. When that trust is shattered, the relationship loses its foundation, leaving it vulnerable to collapse. While forgiveness is possible, and some bonds can be mended, the reality is that a relationship without trust is like a house built on sand. No matter how beautiful it appears on the surface, it cannot stand the test of time. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, the invisible force that nurtures love, trust, and mutual understanding. It goes beyond polite gestures or kind words. It's about honoring each other's individuality, boundaries, and worth. Respect creates a safe space where both partners feel valued, heard, and supported. Without it, the very fabric of the relationship begins to unravel, leaving behind feelings of resentment, frustration, and unworthiness. Disrespect, in any form, should never be tolerated or excused, because it undermines the core principles of love and partnership. When respect is present, it fosters an environment of equality and harmony. It ensures that both partners recognize and celebrate each other's uniqueness without attempting to diminish or control it. Respect allows you to disagree without devaluing one another, to confront challenges without resorting to cruelty, and to grow individually without fear of judgment. It's the quiet acknowledgement of each other's humanity, the unspoken agreement to treat one another with care and dignity. Disrespect can manifest in many ways, some subtle and others glaringly obvious. It might be a dismissive comment, a sarcastic tone, or outright insults meant to belittle or demean. It could be ignoring your partner's feelings, constantly interrupting them, or invalidating their opinions. These behaviors, though they may seem minor in isolation, accumulate over time, chipping away at the foundation of the relationship. The harm isn't just in the words or actions themselves, it's in the message they send: you don't matter as much as I do. More overt forms of disrespect, such as name-calling, yelling, or public humiliation, are even more damaging. They strip away a person's confidence and sense of security, leaving behind scars that are often difficult to heal. These acts don't just hurt in the moment, they linger, creating a toxic environment where love cannot thrive. A relationship riddled with disrespect becomes a battleground rather than a sanctuary, a place where one or both partners feel constantly attacked or undermined. One of the most insidious aspects of disrespect is its ability to erode self-worth. When you tolerate disrespect, even inadvertently, you send a message to yourself and your partner that such behavior is acceptable. Over time, this can lead to a cycle where disrespect becomes normalized, and your sense of what you deserve begins to diminish. You may start questioning your own value, wondering if you're the problem, or if your feelings are overreactions. This is the trap of disrespect that convinces you to settle for less than your worth. Excusing disrespect often stems from a fear of conflict or a desire to preserve the relationship at all costs. But in doing so, you're not saving the relationship, you're enabling its deterioration. Tolerating disrespect doesn't make you strong, or forgiving it makes you complicit in your own unhappiness. True strength lies in setting boundaries and demanding the respect you deserve, even if it means facing difficult conversations, or in some cases, walking away. Respect is non-negotiable because it is the foundation upon which everything else in a relationship is built. Without it, love loses its purity, trust becomes fragile, and communication breaks down. A partner who truly values you will never resort to disrespect, even in moments of anger or frustration. They will recognize that respect is not just a courtesy, but a reflection of their commitment to you and the relationship. To excuse or tolerate disrespect is to betray yourself. It's to ignore your own needs and well-being for the sake of maintaining a relationship that, by its very nature, is harming you. No amount of love can compensate for a lack of respect, because love without respect is not love at all. It's control, manipulation, or convenience. Walking away from a relationship where disrespect is present isn't an act of defeat, it's an act of self-preservation. It's a declaration that you will not settle for anything less than what you deserve. Respect isn't a luxury or a bonus, it's the bare minimum. And if it's not there, the relationship is not worth keeping. Actions speak louder than words, a truth that becomes especially evident in relationships. Words can be powerful and persuasive, but they are ultimately empty without the actions to back them up. Promises, no matter how heartfelt or eloquent, mean nothing if the behavior of the person making them consistently contradicts their declarations. In a healthy relationship, actions and words align, creating a foundation of trust, consistency, and reliability. When actions betray words, however, the bond between two people is undermined, leaving behind confusion, disappointment, and a growing sense of disillusionment. Promises are easy to make. They often come in moments of heightened emotion, where someone might say what they believe the other person wants to hear or what they wish were true. "I'll change, I'll do better," or "I'll never hurt you again," can be comforting to hear. But the true test lies in whether those promises translate into genuine, sustained effort. When actions repeatedly fail to support those words, the promises become hollow, eroding trust and leaving the listener skeptical of anything said in the future. Consistency between words and actions is vital in building trust. Imagine a partner who promises to always prioritize the relationship but consistently neglects your needs, fails to communicate, or disregards your feelings. Over time, the disparity between what they say and what they do creates emotional turmoil. You begin to doubt not only their promises but also their intentions and commitment. It's not just the broken promises that hurt, it's the realization that their words were never anchored in genuine effort or respect for the relationship. Actions reveal a person's true character and priorities. Someone who truly values the relationship will show it through their behavior by being present, attentive, and reliable. They don't just say they care, they demonstrate it in tangible ways. They follow through on their commitments, no matter how small, and take accountability when they fall short. In contrast, someone whose actions consistently contradict their words sends a clear message their promises are not a reflection of their values or intentions, but rather a tool to placate or manipulate. It's important to recognize the difference between an occasional slip-up and a consistent pattern of broken promises. Everyone makes mistakes, and life's challenges can sometimes get in the way of fulfilling even the most well-intentioned promises. What matters in those moments is how the person responds. Do they take responsibility, apologize, and make a genuine effort to do better? Or do they offer excuses, deflect blame, and continue the same behavior? A partner's response to their own shortcomings speaks volumes about their respect for you and the relationship. Continuing to accept empty promises can lead to a damaging cycle. The person making the promises learns that their words are enough to maintain the relationship, even if their actions don't change. Meanwhile, the person on the receiving end becomes trapped in a pattern of hope and disappointment, holding on to the belief that this time things will be different. Over time, this dynamic can take a toll on self-esteem, fostering feelings of unworthiness and frustration. Breaking free from this cycle requires setting clear boundaries and holding the other person accountable for their actions. It means refusing to settle for words alone and demanding the consistency and respect you deserve. While it's natural to want to believe in someone's promises, especially when love is involved, it's essential to prioritize your own well-being and emotional health. A partner who truly values you will understand that their actions need to align with their words and will make the effort to earn your trust. Actions are the truest measure of a person's intentions and commitment. Words can be persuasive, but they are fleeting, while actions leave a lasting impact. When someone consistently betrays their promises through their behavior, they show you who they truly are. It's up to you to believe them, even if their words try to tell a different story. Love, respect, and trust thrive in consistency, and a relationship where actions and words align is one worth investing in. Knowing your worth is one of the most empowering realizations you can have, especially in relationships. It's the recognition that you deserve to be valued, respected, and treated with dignity. When someone repeatedly undervalues you, whether through their actions, words, or lack of appreciation, it's a clear indication that they are not capable of recognizing your true value. Staying in such a situation diminishes your self-esteem, compromises your happiness, and chips away at your sense of self-respect. Walking away is not an act of giving up. It's a courageous step toward preserving your dignity and embracing the worth you know you possess. When you're in a relationship where you are undervalued, the signs often manifest subtly at first. It might begin with small dismissive comments, a lack of gratitude for your efforts, or consistently putting their needs above yours. Over time, these patterns become more pronounced and you find yourself feeling unimportant or taken for granted. You start questioning your own value because the person who should be uplifting you seems to be doing the opposite. This erosion of self-worth is one of the most toxic effects of being undervalued in a relationship. A partner who truly values you will make an effort to show it in both big and small ways. They will listen to you, celebrate your successes, and stand by you in moments of difficulty. They will respect your boundaries, honor your feelings, and contribute to the relationship with the same enthusiasm and care that you do. On the other hand, someone who undervalues you will do the opposite. They'll dismiss your concerns, minimize your achievements, and expect you to compromise constantly while they give little in return. One of the most insidious aspects of being undervalued is the gradual normalization of the behavior. You might begin to make excuses for their actions, convincing yourself that they're busy, stressed, or simply unaware of how they're treating you. While it's natural to want to see the best in someone you care about, ignoring consistent patterns of undervaluing behavior can lead to a cycle of emotional neglect. Each time you overlook their disregard for your worth, you unintentionally send the message that their behavior is acceptable. Recognizing your worth is about understanding that you are deserving of love, respect, and reciprocity. It's about realizing that your feelings, opinions, and contributions matter. When you hold this belief firmly, it becomes easier to identify when someone is not treating you in alignment with your value. You begin to see that staying in a situation where you are undervalued is not a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their inability to appreciate it. Walking away from someone who undervalues you is an act of self-respect. It's a declaration that you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. This decision can be difficult, especially if you've invested time, energy, and emotion into the relationship. However, it's important to remember that staying in an environment where you are undervalued will only prolong your unhappiness and prevent you from finding the love and respect you deserve. Choosing to leave doesn't mean you don't care about the person. It means you care about yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. It's about understanding that your value isn't determined by how someone else treats you, but by how you view and treat yourself. When you walk away, you're not only protecting your dignity, but also creating space for someone who will genuinely appreciate and cherish you. The process of reclaiming your worth begins with self-reflection. Acknowledge your strengths, celebrate your achievements, and remind yourself of the unique qualities that make you who you are. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, and distance yourself from those who make you feel small. By doing so, you reaffirm your commitment to living a life that aligns with your value. Knowing your worth means refusing to tolerate anything less than respect, love, and appreciation. It means understanding that being undervalued is not a reflection of you, but of the other person's inability to recognize your greatness. And it means having the courage to walk away when necessary, not out of bitterness or anger, but out of love for yourself and the future you deserve. Patterns are powerful indicators of a person's true character. While a single mistake can be forgiven as an isolated error, a consistent pattern of betrayal or harm reveals much more about who someone is at their core. Patterns do not lie, they provide undeniable evidence of behavior and intent over time. When someone repeatedly engages in actions that hurt or undermine you, it's no longer about a moment of poor judgment. It's a reflection of their values, priorities, and ultimately their character. Recognizing and addressing these patterns is crucial for protecting your emotional well-being and dignity. In relationships, everyone makes mistakes. Misunderstandings happen, tempers flare, and poor decisions are sometimes made. What separates a genuine mistake from a pattern is how the person responds afterward. Do they acknowledge their wrongdoing, take accountability, and make an effort to improve? Or do they brush it off, repeat the behavior, and offer empty apologies. A single incident can be explained or excused, but repeated harmful actions signal a deeper issue that cannot be ignored. When faced with a consistent pattern of betrayal, it's tempting to hold on to the hope that things will change. Love and emotional attachment can cloud judgment, leading you to rationalize the other person's actions or give them the benefit of the doubt. You might tell yourself, "This time is different," or "they didn't mean it," even when their behavior repeatedly contradicts those beliefs. However, ignoring patterns only prolongs the pain and prevents you from seeing the situation for what it truly is. Patterns also reveal a person's priorities. Someone who repeatedly betrays your trust, disrespects your boundaries, or fails to honor their commitments shows where their true focus lies. If their actions consistently prioritize their own desires or convenience over your well-being, it becomes clear that they are unwilling or unable to put the relationship first. While their words may promise change, their repeated behavior speaks volumes about their true intentions. Trust is often the first casualty of repeated harmful patterns. Each instance of betrayal chips away at the foundation of the relationship, leaving you feeling uncertain, insecure, and unvalued. Over time, the emotional toll becomes overwhelming. You find yourself questioning not only the other person's intentions, but also your own judgment for staying in the situation. This erosion of trust is not easily repaired, especially when the other person continues to demonstrate the same damaging behavior. It's important to recognize that consistent patterns of harm are not accidental. They are deliberate choices, whether conscious or unconscious, made by the person engaging in them. While they may offer excuses, blame external factors, or minimize their actions, the reality is that they have chosen to behave in a way that hurts you. Accepting this truth can be painful, but it's also liberating. It allows you to stop searching for excuses or justifications and start prioritizing your own well-being. Breaking free from a relationship characterized by harmful patterns requires courage and self-awareness. It means acknowledging that the other person's behavior is unlikely to change, no matter how much you hope or try to help them. It also means recognizing that staying in such a relationship comes at the cost of your emotional health and happiness. Walking away is not a failure, it's an act of self-respect and a commitment to seeking the love and respect you deserve. Once you recognize a pattern for what it is, the decision to leave becomes clearer. While love may complicate matters, it's important to remember that love should never come at the expense of your dignity or peace of mind. True love is rooted in mutual respect, trust, and kindness, qualities that cannot coexist with a pattern of betrayal or harm. Patterns do not lie. They reveal the truth about a person's character and their capacity for change. When someone shows you through repeated actions who they are, believe them. Protecting your heart and your future means paying attention to these patterns and having the strength to walk away when necessary. By doing so, you honor yourself and create space for relationships that uplift and nurture you, rather than tear you down. Love, in its truest form, is a force that elevates and empowers. It is not something that diminishes you, breaks your spirit, or leaves you questioning your worth. A genuine partnership should inspire you to grow, heal, and flourish. It should be a safe space where you can be your authentic self, free from fear or judgment. Anything less than this is not love. It is a compromise that slowly chips away at your sense of self and your happiness. Recognizing the difference between love that elevates and love that harms is essential for your emotional and mental well-being. A loving relationship should be a partnership of equals, where both individuals encourage each other to pursue their dreams, overcome challenges, and become the best versions of themselves. When love is genuine, it is characterized by mutual respect, support, and understanding. Your partner becomes your greatest cheerleader, standing beside you through life's ups and downs, offering unwavering encouragement and belief in your abilities. This kind of love strengthens you, giving you the confidence to face the world knowing that someone has your back. On the other hand, love that breaks you does the opposite. It leaves you feeling drained, insecure, and unworthy. Instead of building you up, it tears you down with constant criticism, neglect, or manipulation. It creates an environment where you feel as though you must shrink yourself or compromise your values to maintain the relationship. Over time, this kind of love erodes your self-esteem, making you doubt your worth and your ability to find happiness elsewhere. True love requires effort and intention from both partners. It's not just about grand gestures or fleeting moments of passion, but about the everyday actions that demonstrate care and commitment. It's in the way your partner listens to you, values your opinions, and takes your feelings into account. It's in the way they celebrate your successes and provide comfort during your struggles. These consistent acts of love and kindness create a foundation of trust and security, allowing the relationship to thrive. When love becomes one-sided or conditional, it loses its authenticity. If you find yourself constantly giving without receiving, or if your partner only shows affection when it's convenient for them, the relationship becomes imbalanced. Love that elevates is reciprocal. It is a shared effort where both partners contribute equally to each other's happiness and growth. Anything less than this is not love, but a situation where your needs and well-being are overlooked. It's important to remember that love is not supposed to hurt. While every relationship has its challenges, these should not come at the expense of your dignity or peace of mind. Conflict, when handled with care and mutual respect, can strengthen a relationship. But when disagreements turn into cycles of blame, control, or emotional harm, it's a clear sign that the relationship is no longer serving its intended purpose. Walking away from a love that breaks you is not a sign of failure. It is a courageous act of self-preservation. It's an acknowledgement that you deserve better, that you deserve a love that lifts you up rather than pulls you down. This decision can be difficult, especially when you've invested time and emotion into the relationship. But staying in a harmful situation out of fear or attachment only prolongs the pain and prevents you from finding the love you truly deserve. Choosing a love that elevates means choosing yourself first. It means valuing your happiness, dreams, and self-worth enough to demand a partnership that aligns with your highest good. It also means setting boundaries and refusing to accept anything less than respect, kindness, and authenticity. When you hold yourself to these standards, you create the conditions for a relationship that not only survives but thrives. Love should be a source of light in your life, not darkness. It should bring joy, not sorrow, strength, not weakness. If a relationship breaks you instead of lifting you, it's not love, it's a lesson. And the most valuable lesson you can learn is that you deserve a love that elevates, empowers, and celebrates the incredible person you are. Relationships are meant to nurture, uplift, and empower, not to break, diminish, or devalue you. Trust, respect, consistency, and the actions that back up words are the cornerstones of true love. Patterns of betrayal, neglect, or harm should never be excused, as they reveal a deeper truth about someone's character. Most importantly, know your worth and never settle for less than a love that honors, values, and elevates you. Walking away from a relationship that no longer serves your highest good is not weakness, it is a profound act of strength and self-respect. Choose to protect your peace, prioritize your happiness, and create space for the love you truly deserve. Always remember, love should be a source of joy, not pain, a reflection of your value, not a question of it. Thank you for allowing me to share this message with you today. May you find the strength to seek and embrace the love that aligns with the best version of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, let me paint a picture for you. You're standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind howling, the ground beneath you shaky. That's what betrayal feels like, doesn't it? It's disorienting, it's painful, and most of all, it's revealing. Now, I need you to hear me, not with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I'm about to say isn't just about relationships, it's about you, your value, your peace, your future. If your partner has done these three things, let me tell you, do not, I repeat, do not give them another chance. If they've lied to your face, they've stolen something from you, your trust. Trust is fragile. It's not something you patch up with a band-aid apology. A lie is a crack in the foundation, and no house stands tall when its base is broken. Second, if they've disrespected you, whether through words, actions, or neglect, they've shown you exactly how little they value what you bring to the table. And listen to me, disrespect is a slippery slope. You let it slide once, and it becomes a pattern. Third, if they betrayed you, whether emotionally, physically, or spiritually, that is a deal breaker. Betrayal isn't a mistake, it's a choice. A choice that says, I value my desires over our bond, and anyone who makes that choice doesn't deserve a place in your life. Now I know what you're thinking. But I love them. Love is powerful, yes, but love without respect and trust is poison. You can't keep drinking it, hoping it'll turn into medicine. Stand tall. Walk away if you must. Not because you're giving up, but because you're giving in to the truth. The truth that you deserve better. This isn't about revenge or anger, it's about boundaries. It's about recognizing that second chances don't apply to patterns of destruction. If someone has shown you who they are, believe them. Because at the end of the day, your life is yours. And the greatest act of love you can ever show is the love you give to yourself. Trust is the invisible thread that holds a relationship together, the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, no amount of love, passion, or shared memories can sustain a partnership. Trust is not just a luxury in a relationship, it is a necessity, as vital as air to breathe and water to drink. It is the silent agreement that assures two people they can be vulnerable, authentic, and open without fear of betrayal or deceit. When trust is present, love flourishes. When it is absent, love becomes a fragile, flickering flame struggling to survive against the winds of doubt and suspicion. When two people come together, they bring with them their pasts, their hopes, and their fears. Trust is the bridge that allows them to cross these divides and connect deeply. It is the belief that the other person has your best interests at heart, even when things are difficult. Trust doesn't mean perfection or an absence of mistakes, rather. It means consistency, honesty, and a willingness to repair when things go wrong. It is the quiet confidence that your partner will keep their promises, that their words and actions align, and that their intentions are pure. Without trust, even the strongest love can falter. Imagine a house built on unsteady ground. No matter how beautifully it is constructed, it will eventually crack and crumble under the pressure of instability. Similarly, a relationship without trust might look fine on the surface, but beneath it lies a growing sense of uncertainty that can erode the bond between two people. This erosion often starts small, a white lie here, a broken promise there, but over time it becomes a chasm that is nearly impossible to bridge. When trust is broken, the pain runs deep. It is not just about the specific act of betrayal, whether it be a lie, an affair, or some other form of dishonesty. It is about the loss of the sense of safety and security that trust provides. Suddenly, the person you once felt most connected to feels like a stranger. Doubts creep in, turning every conversation, every glance, into an opportunity for suspicion. The emotional toll is immense, affecting not only your relationship but your sense of self-worth and your ability to trust others in the future. Rebuilding trust, while possible, is one of the hardest things to achieve in a relationship. It requires time, patience, and an extraordinary amount of effort from both parties. The person who broke the trust must show consistent, genuine accountability and a willingness to make amends. The person who was hurt must decide whether they are willing and able to forgive and move forward. But even with the best intentions, the scars of broken trust can linger, creating a relationship that is never quite the same as it once was. This is why protecting and nurturing trust is so crucial. Trust is built in the small moments of everyday life through honest conversations, acts of kindness, and the consistent demonstration of care and integrity. It grows when you honor your commitments, when you show up not just physically but emotionally, and when you prioritize your partner's well-being alongside your own. Trust is not a grand gesture, it is a series of small, intentional choices made over time. It's also important to recognize that trust is a two-way street. Just as you need to trust your partner, you must also strive to be trustworthy yourself. This means being honest even when it's uncomfortable. It means communicating openly and clearly and taking responsibility for your actions. It means respecting your partner's boundaries and showing them, through both words and deeds, that you value and cherish their trust. Some might argue that love is enough to sustain a relationship, even when trust has been damaged. But love without trust is like a beautiful flower in a vase. It may look vibrant for a time, but without roots, it will inevitably wither and die. Trust is what allows love to grow strong and resilient, able to weather the storms of life. It is what turns love from a fleeting feeling into a lasting bond. Trust is not just about the relationship, it is about the individuals within it. A relationship built on trust allows both people to feel seen, heard, and valued. It creates a space where vulnerability is met with compassion, where mistakes are met with understanding, and where challenges are met with teamwork. It is the foundation upon which true intimacy and connection are built. Without trust, a relationship becomes a shadow of what it could be. With it, love has the chance to thrive in its fullest, most beautiful form. Trust is not just the foundation of a relationship, it is its heart, its soul, and its greatest strength. Betrayal is one of the most profound wounds a person can endure in a relationship. It is more than just an act of dishonesty or a broken promise. It is a declaration of disregard for the very core of the bond between two people. Betrayal, in its essence, is not just about the action, it's about what the action reveals. When someone betrays you, they are not simply making a mistake, they are exposing a deeper truth about their character, priorities, and values. Trust in a relationship is built on a foundation of shared respect and understanding. When betrayal occurs, it is like a hammer striking that foundation, leaving cracks that are difficult, if not impossible, to repair. Whether it's infidelity, deceit, or abandonment in a moment of need, betrayal goes beyond the surface act. It speaks volumes about the betrayer's inability or unwillingness to honor the commitment they made. It shows a lack of empathy, integrity, and self-control. Actions that shatter trust are not isolated incidents, they are symptoms of deeper flaws in a person's character. What makes betrayal so painful is that it violates the very essence of safety and connection in a relationship. When you trust someone, you allow yourself to be vulnerable. You share your hopes, dreams, and fears, believing that this person will honor and protect them. Betrayal takes that vulnerability and exploits it, leaving you feeling exposed and broken. It is not just about the hurt caused by the act itself, but the realization that the person you trusted is capable of causing such pain. Betrayal reveals selfishness. It shows that the betrayer prioritizes their desires, impulses, or ego above the well-being of the person they claim to care about. For example, infidelity is not just about seeking physical gratification, it is about disregarding the emotional devastation it will cause. Lying is not just about avoiding consequences, it is about manipulating someone's perception of reality for personal gain. These actions are rooted in a mindset that values self-interest over honesty and respect. Betrayal highlights a lack of accountability. People who betray often try to justify their actions, shifting blame or minimizing the impact of their choices. They might say things like, "It was just a mistake," or "I didn't mean to hurt you." While mistakes are human, betrayal is rarely an accident. It is a conscious decision to prioritize something else, be it desire, fear, or convenience, over the trust and bond shared with another person. This unwillingness to take responsibility only deepens the wound and reinforces the character flaw at play. Another truth about betrayal is that it reveals a person's inconsistency. True character is demonstrated not in words but in actions. Someone who betrays may have spoken of love, loyalty, and commitment, but their actions contradict those promises. This disconnect between words and actions is a clear indicator of a deeper flaw, a lack of authenticity, and alignment between what they claim to be and who they truly are. It is in moments of betrayal that the mask slips, and their true nature is exposed. The pain of betrayal often leads the person who was hurt to question themselves. They might wonder, was it my fault? Could I have done something differently? But it's important to remember that betrayal is never a reflection of your worth or actions. It is a reflection of the betrayer's character. Their choices are about them, not you. Recognizing this distinction is crucial for healing and moving forward. Forgiveness is a noble concept, and rebuilding trust after betrayal is sometimes possible. However, it requires more than apologies and promises. It demands a complete transformation of the character flaw that led to the betrayal in the first place. This is a monumental task, and many are unwilling or incapable of undertaking it. A relationship can only survive betrayal if both parties are willing to do the hard work of rebuilding trust and addressing the root cause of the breach. Still, it's essential to ask yourself a hard question. Even if trust can be rebuilt, do you want to stay with someone who has shown you their capacity for betrayal? Betrayal is not just a momentary lapse in judgment, it is a window into a person's priorities and values. Choosing to forgive does not mean you have to continue the relationship. Sometimes the greatest act of self-respect is walking away from someone who has shown they cannot be trusted. Betrayal is a powerful teacher. It teaches you about the fragility of trust, the importance of boundaries, and the value of self-respect. It also reveals the true character of the person who betrayed you. Actions that shatter trust are not isolated missteps, they are evidence of deeper flaws that may continue to manifest in the future. Recognizing this truth allows you to protect yourself and make choices that honor your worth and well-being. Trust, once broken, can sometimes be repaired, but the character flaws revealed by betrayal are not so easily erased. Self-respect is the cornerstone of a healthy, fulfilling life. It is the recognition of your intrinsic value and the unwavering commitment to honoring yourself, no matter the circumstances. In relationships, self-respect sets the tone for how others treat you. It establishes boundaries, communicates standards, and ensures that your worth is never compromised. However, when you accept certain behaviors that undermine your dignity, you unknowingly diminish your own value over time. Allowing disrespect, mistreatment, or disregard chips away at your sense of self, leaving you feeling diminished and undervalued. Accepting unacceptable behavior often begins subtly. It might start with excusing a harsh word, overlooking a broken promise, or rationalizing an instance of neglect. You tell yourself it's just this once, or they didn't mean it. But each time you let such behavior slide, you send a message to yourself and to the other person that your boundaries are flexible, that your feelings are secondary, and that your self-worth is negotiable. Over time, these small compromises accumulate, eroding your confidence and self-esteem. What you tolerate becomes the standard, and before you realize it, you're trapped in a cycle of disrespect. One of the most dangerous aspects of accepting harmful behavior is the normalization of it. The human mind has an incredible capacity to adapt, even to negative situations. What feels unacceptable at first can, over time, start to feel ordinary. You might convince yourself that it's not that bad or that everyone has flaws. While it's true that no one is perfect, there is a significant difference between imperfection and consistent disregard for your feelings and boundaries. When you allow others to cross those lines repeatedly, you begin to internalize the idea that you don't deserve better. The long-term effects of accepting disrespectful behavior can be devastating. Each instance of compromise chips away at your sense of self-worth, leaving you questioning your value and doubting your decisions. You might start to feel as though your voice doesn't matter or that standing up for yourself will only lead to conflict. This mindset can seep into other areas of your life, affecting your confidence at work, in friendships, and even in your personal goals. The more you accept behavior that diminishes your worth, the more you lose touch with the strong, capable person you truly are. Self-respect is not about arrogance or selfishness, it's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. It's about setting boundaries and enforcing them, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out, they are guidelines that define how you expect to be treated and how you will treat others. When you have strong boundaries, you communicate to the world that you value yourself and that you expect others to value you as well. One of the hardest parts of maintaining self-respect is the fear of losing people. You might worry that standing up for yourself will push others away, or that refusing to tolerate certain behaviors will leave you alone. But the truth is, the people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries, and the ones who don't were never meant to stay in your life. Letting go of toxic relationships is not a loss. It is again a step toward a healthier, happier life where you surround yourself with people who uplift and respect you. Respecting yourself also means being willing to walk away from situations and relationships that no longer serve you. This doesn't mean you have to abandon every relationship at the first sign of trouble, but it does mean recognizing patterns of behavior that are harmful and addressing them. If those behaviors persist despite your efforts to communicate and set boundaries, then self-respect demands that you prioritize your well-being and move on. Staying in a relationship where your worth is continually undermined is not an act of loyalty, it is an act of self-betrayal. The foundation of self-respect lies in self-awareness and self-compassion. You must take the time to understand your own needs, values, and boundaries. What are the behaviors you consider unacceptable? What standards do you hold for yourself and others? Once you have clarity, you must be compassionate with yourself in enforcing these boundaries. It's natural to feel guilty or uncertain at times, but remember that every step you take towards self-respect is a step toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. Accepting disrespectful behavior is a form of settling. It's telling yourself that this is the best you can do, even when your heart knows you deserve more. Self-respect requires courage, the courage to stand up for yourself, to demand better, and to walk away when necessary. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you choose self-respect, you reclaim your power, honor your worth, and set the stage for a life filled with relationships and experiences that reflect the incredible value you bring to the world. Promises can be captivating. They are filled with hope, laden with the potential for change, and often delivered with the kind of sincerity that makes you want to believe. But promises, no matter how heartfelt, are ultimately empty if they are not followed by consistent actions. In relationships, it is not words that define someone's character, it is their patterns. People reveal who they are not through fleeting apologies or grand declarations, but through the behaviors they repeat over time. To build trust and maintain respect, you must learn to look beyond promises and focus on patterns. Patterns are the truth tellers of relationships. They reflect what a person values, how they prioritize their commitments, and how they respond to challenges. While anyone can apologize after making a mistake, the real question is whether that mistake becomes a lesson or a habit. An apology might soothe the immediate pain of disappointment, but only changed behavior proves that the apology was genuine. Without change, apologies become hollow words, a cycle of hurt and temporary relief that ultimately leads nowhere. When someone makes a promise, it often feels like a gesture of hope. They are acknowledging their mistake and committing to doing better. This can be comforting, especially when you want to believe in the relationship. But a promise is only as meaningful as the actions that follow. If someone repeatedly breaks promises, it is not because they are incapable of keeping them, it is because they lack the willingness or discipline to prioritize their words with actions. Over time, this pattern of broken promises erodes trust and undermines the foundation of the relationship. It's important to recognize that patterns are not accidental. They are deliberate choices repeated over time. For instance, if someone consistently disrespects your boundaries despite apologizing each time, the pattern reveals a lack of respect for your needs. If they repeatedly make commitments they don't keep, the pattern shows a disregard for the importance of reliability. Patterns are the blueprint of a person's character, and ignoring them in favor of promises sets you up for continued disappointment. One of the most damaging aspects of focusing on promises instead of patterns is the toll it takes on your self-esteem. When you allow someone to repeatedly let you down, you may start to internalize the belief that your feelings, needs, or boundaries are not important. You might begin to question your own worth, wondering if you are asking for too much or being unreasonable. This self-doubt can lead you to lower your standards and accept less than you deserve, perpetuating a cycle of unmet expectations and emotional pain. Evaluating patterns over promises requires a level of emotional clarity and self-awareness. It means paying attention to how someone shows up in your life, not just what they say. Are their actions consistent with their words? Do they make an effort to change harmful behaviors, or do they rely on apologies to pacify you? By focusing on patterns, you gain a clearer understanding of who they truly are, rather than who they claim to be or who you hope they might become. It's also essential to understand the difference between a mistake and a pattern. Everyone makes mistakes, it's part of being human. A single misstep followed by genuine effort to make amends and change is not the same as a repeated cycle of harmful behavior. Patterns emerge when mistakes are repeated, and no meaningful effort is made to address the underlying issues. The key is to look for consistency in actions, not isolated incidents or promises of change. Choosing to prioritize patterns over promises is an act of self-respect. It means valuing yourself enough to expect integrity and consistency from those around you. It's about setting boundaries and holding others accountable for their actions. This doesn't mean you have to be harsh or unforgiving, but it does mean recognizing when someone's behavior is not aligning with their words and taking appropriate steps to protect your well-being. It can be difficult to accept that someone you care about is showing you through their patterns that they are not capable or willing to meet your expectations. There may be moments when you want to believe their promises, hoping that this time will be different. But hope is not a strategy for building healthy relationships. It is the actions repeated, consistent, and aligned with respect and care that create the foundation for trust and mutual respect. Focusing on patterns over promises empowers you to make decisions based on reality rather than wishful thinking. It allows you to see people for who they truly are, not who they say they will be. This clarity is a gift, enabling you to invest your time, energy, and love in relationships that honor your worth and contribute to your growth. When you choose to value actions over words, you take a stand for your own dignity, ensuring that the relationships you nurture are built on a foundation of trust, respect, and integrity. Boundaries are an essential aspect of a healthy and fulfilling life. They are not barriers to keep people out, but expressions of self-respect, self-awareness, and emotional strength. Boundaries communicate what you will and will not accept, ensuring that your relationships and interactions are rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Far from being a sign of weakness, boundaries are a testament to your strength. They reflect your ability to honor your needs while maintaining respect for others. In a world that often rewards self-sacrifice and people-pleasing, setting boundaries is an act of courage and self-preservation. Boundaries are a declaration of your worth. When you set clear limits on how you expect to be treated, you send a powerful message to yourself and others: I value myself enough to protect my well-being. This is not about selfishness or arrogance. It is about recognizing your intrinsic value and ensuring that you are not diminished by the actions or behaviors of others. Without boundaries, you risk becoming a vessel for other people's needs, expectations, and demands, often at the expense of your own emotional health. One of the greatest misconceptions about boundaries is that they are selfish or hurtful to others. In reality, boundaries are an act of kindness, both to yourself and those around you. They provide clarity in relationships, eliminating guesswork and fostering open communication. When you establish what is acceptable and what is not, you create an environment where expectations are clear and misunderstandings are minimized. This transparency strengthens relationships, as it allows both parties to navigate interactions with mutual understanding and respect. The absence of boundaries, on the other hand, often leads to resentment and burnout. When you consistently tolerate behaviors that conflict with your values or comfort, you begin to feel unappreciated and taken for granted. Over time, this resentment can erode the quality of your relationships, leading to frustration and emotional exhaustion. By setting boundaries, you prevent these negative outcomes, ensuring that your interactions are balanced and reciprocal. It takes strength to set boundaries, especially in a culture that often equates selflessness with virtue. Saying no or asserting your needs can feel uncomfortable, particularly if you fear conflict or rejection. However, the discomfort of setting boundaries is a small price to pay for the peace and fulfillment that comes from living authentically. It is a reminder that your emotional health and self-respect are worth prioritizing, even if it means disappointing others. Establishing boundaries is also an exercise in self-awareness. To set effective limits, you must first understand your own values, priorities, and emotional triggers. What behaviors are you unwilling to tolerate? What actions make you feel disrespected or undervalued? By reflecting on these questions, you gain clarity on what you need to feel safe, respected, and supported. This self-awareness not only helps you set boundaries, but also empowers you to communicate them effectively. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are about defining the terms of your engagement with the world. For example, setting boundaries might mean limiting your availability to protect your time, refusing to engage in conversations that feel disrespectful, or stepping away from situations that compromise your emotional well-being. These acts are not about rejecting others, but about affirming yourself. They are a way of ensuring that you are treated with the dignity and respect you deserve. It is important to recognize that boundaries are not static, they evolve with your growth and changing circumstances. What you are willing to tolerate in one phase of your life may no longer be acceptable as you gain confidence and self-awareness. This fluidity is a natural part of personal growth, reflecting your increasing understanding of your needs and values. Revisiting and adjusting your boundaries is a sign of strength, as it demonstrates your commitment to living in alignment with your true self. Implementing boundaries requires clear and compassionate communication. People cannot honor your limits if they do not know what they are. When communicating your boundaries, it is important to be direct yet respectful. For example, instead of saying, "You always disrespect my time," you might say, "I need to feel that my time is valued, so I would appreciate it if we could stick to agreed upon schedules." This approach emphasizes your needs without attacking the other person, fostering a constructive dialogue. Some people may resist or challenge your boundaries, especially if they have benefited from your lack of them in the past. This resistance can be difficult to navigate, but it is a test of your resolve. Standing firm in the face of pushback is a powerful affirmation of your strength and self-worth. Remember, boundaries are not about controlling others, they are about taking control of your own life and ensuring that your well-being is not compromised. Boundaries are an act of self-love. They protect your emotional health, honor your values, and ensure that your relationships are rooted in mutual respect. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you create a life that reflects your worth and fosters genuine connection. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Boundaries are the foundation of a balanced and fulfilling life, a testament to the strength and self-respect that define who you are. Love, at its core, is meant to be a force that uplifts, supports, and enriches your life. It should never be something that tears you down, leaves you feeling diminished, or causes you pain. Yet, in the name of love, many people tolerate behaviors and situations that undermine their self-worth and emotional well-being. True love is not about suffering or sacrifice at the expense of yourself. It is about mutual respect, care, and growth. When love becomes toxic, it ceases to be love and transforms into something harmful, a shadow of what it is meant to be. Healthy love uplifts because it is rooted in respect. Respect is the foundation of any relationship that seeks to thrive. It means valuing each other's feelings, boundaries, and individuality. In a healthy relationship, both partners are equals, contributing to a dynamic where each feels safe and valued. There is no room for control, manipulation, or disregard. Instead, the relationship becomes a space where both people feel free to express themselves, pursue their goals, and grow as individuals and as a couple. Toxic love, on the other hand, is marked by patterns that erode self-esteem and happiness. It often begins subtly, with small acts of control, criticism, or neglect that grow over time. Before long, these behaviors create an environment of fear, insecurity, and doubt. Toxic love thrives on imbalance. One partner dominates while the other sacrifices, Instead of feeling uplifted, you may find yourself questioning your worth, walking on eggshells, or constantly trying to prove your love or earn the other person's approval. One of the most painful aspects of toxic love is its ability to distort your perception of what love should be. If you have been hurt in the name of love, you might begin to equate love with struggle or pain. You may convince yourself that enduring mistreatment is a sign of commitment, or that love requires you to tolerate things that diminish your happiness. This is not love. This is a harmful narrative that keeps you trapped in a cycle of emotional suffering. Real love does not hurt. It does not demand that you give up your sense of self to keep someone else happy. In healthy love, conflict is resolved with kindness and understanding, not blame or hostility. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but the way they are handled reveals the nature of the connection. In a healthy relationship, conflict becomes an opportunity to understand each other better and find solutions that work for both partners. Toxic love, however, weaponizes conflict, using it as a tool to belittle, control, or manipulate. This creates an environment where you feel unheard and invalidated, further deepening the emotional damage. Healthy love also celebrates your individuality. It encourages you to pursue your passions, maintain your friendships, and honor your personal goals. A healthy partner recognizes that you are a whole person, not an extension of them. Toxic love, by contrast, seeks to control or diminish your individuality. It may involve jealousy, possessiveness, or an expectation that you give up parts of yourself to accommodate the other person. Over time, this can lead to a loss of identity, making it difficult to recognize who you are outside of the relationship. One of the clearest signs of healthy love is how it makes you feel about yourself. In a healthy relationship, you feel valued, cherished, and supported. Your partner celebrates your successes, comforts you in times of struggle, and treats you with kindness and respect. Toxic love, however, often leaves you feeling anxious, insecure, or unworthy. Instead of building you up, it tears you down, creating a cycle of pain that is difficult to escape. It is important to remember that love should never be a justification for mistreatment. No amount of love can excuse disrespect, manipulation, or abuse. True love is not about enduring pain. It is about creating a partnership that uplifts both people involved. If love is causing you more harm than happiness, it is not love. It is a toxic dynamic that needs to be addressed or ended. Choosing to walk away from toxic love is an act of self-preservation and self-respect. It is not easy, especially when emotions are involved, but it is necessary for your well-being. Healthy love will never ask you to compromise your dignity, self-worth, or happiness. It will never require you to endure pain or tolerate behaviors that hurt you. Letting go of toxic love opens the door to a healthier, more fulfilling future, where you can experience the kind of love that truly uplifts and nurtures you. Love should be a source of joy, comfort, and growth. It should inspire you to become the best version of yourself and provide a safe space where you feel valued and cherished. Love should never make you feel small, inadequate, or hurt. When love is healthy, it becomes a foundation for a life of happiness and fulfillment. Anything less than that is not worth holding on to. Healthy love uplifts, toxic love tears you down. Choose to embrace the love that honors your worth. In conclusion, love is meant to be a force that uplifts, nurtures, and strengthens. It thrives on respect, trust, and the mutual willingness to grow and support each other. Healthy love inspires joy and self-discovery, while toxic love erodes self-worth and creates a cycle of pain. By setting boundaries, valuing consistent actions over empty promises, and prioritizing self-respect, you honor your worth and ensure that love in your life aligns with your highest values. Remember, true love never tears you down. It builds you up, celebrates your individuality, and adds to your happiness. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this message. Here's to choosing love that uplifts and empowers. Stay strong and stay true to yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, You are not meant to wait for life to hand you what you desire. You were given the power to create, to shape, and to bring forth the reality that is already yours in spirit. To wait is to deny the truth that everything you seek already exists within you. The question is not if it will manifest, it is when. And that when depends solely on your conviction in the now. Do not let doubt creep into your mind. Doubt is the thief of destiny, the silent whisper that tries to convince you that you are unworthy or incapable. But know this: what you imagine with feeling and belief will inevitably come to pass. To doubt is to stall the creative power that flows through you. Trust the vision, see it as done, feel it as real. Hesitation is a luxury you cannot afford. The moment you hesitate, you weaken the bridge between your desire and its fulfillment. Decide boldly. Act confidently. The world moves to make room for those who dare to step forward with certainty. Fear is nothing but a shadow, a projection of a mind that has forgotten its divine origin. What you fear, you empower. But what you face with courage, you conquer. The moment you recognize fear as an illusion, you dismantle its hold over you. Stand tall in the knowledge that nothing outside of you can dictate your path. Faith is your foundation. It is the unwavering belief that what you desire is already unfolding, even if you cannot yet see it. Faith does not waver in the face of delay or opposition. It stands firm, knowing that all things are working together for your good. Decide. Do not wait for a sign, for the perfect moment, or for the stars to align. The moment you decide, the wheels of creation begin to turn. The universe rearranges itself in response to your certainty. You are not here to live a life of hesitation and fear. You are here to command your reality into existence. So I tell you, do not wait, do not doubt, do not hesitate, do not fear. The power is in your hands and your time is now. Act as if it is done and watch as the world bends to your will. Life is a continuous stream of now. The past is but a memory, and the future is only a projection of your imagination. Neither has any real power except the power you give them in the present. By dwelling on what was or worrying about what could be, you drain the energy needed to act in this moment. And it is action in the now that transforms thought into reality. Delaying that action, even for a moment, is to delay the manifestation of your dreams. Consider this: every great accomplishment began with a single decision made in the present. The seeds of success are not planted in tomorrow, they are sown in the fertile soil of today. When you take action, no matter how small, you set forces into motion that ripple through the fabric of your life. Procrastination, on the other hand, is like placing your dreams on hold indefinitely. It is a silent agreement to remain in the same place, to let opportunities slip by, and to allow fear or doubt to dictate your path. The power of the present moment lies in its immediacy. When you act now, you communicate to the universe that you are ready, willing, and deserving of your desires. This readiness sends a signal that aligns circumstances, people, and resources to support your vision. Conversely, when you delay, you send a message of hesitation, uncertainty, or even disbelief. The universe responds accordingly, mirroring your hesitation by holding back the opportunities and outcomes you seek. Delaying action also creates a dangerous cycle of inertia. The more you put off a task or decision, the heavier it feels. Doubts grow, and the mind becomes cluttered with excuses. I'll do it tomorrow turns into next week, and before you know it, months or even years have passed. The life you dreamed of seems further away, not because it is unattainable, but because you have postponed stepping into it. Acting in the now does not mean rushing blindly or making impulsive decisions. It means fully engaging with the present moment and recognizing its significance. It means asking yourself, what can I do right now with what I have to move closer to my vision? The answer may not always be grand or dramatic. Sometimes it is as simple as making a phone call, writing a plan, or taking a single step forward. These small actions, taken consistently in the present, build momentum and open doors you never imagined possible. When you embrace the now, you also free yourself from the burden of waiting for perfection. Perfection is an illusion that keeps you trapped in inaction. The truth is, you do not need to have everything figured out before you begin. The path unfolds as you walk it. The clarity you seek often comes from the very act of moving forward. Imagine what your life could look like if you stopped waiting. Imagine the opportunities you could create, the relationships you could nurture, and the dreams you could bring to life simply by choosing to act now. Every second spent delaying is a second lost, a moment that could have been used to shape your future. But when you step into the present with intention, you reclaim your power and accelerate the realization of your desires. So let go of the excuses, the fears, and the doubts that hold you back. Stop telling yourself that you will start tomorrow, next week, or when conditions improve. The only time you truly have is now, and it is more than enough. Take a deep breath, center yourself, and take that first step. It is in this moment, not the next, that your reality begins to shift. The life you want is waiting, but it cannot unfold until you decide to seize it in the present. Act now, and watch as the world transforms before your eyes. Doubt is a subtle but powerful force that quietly undermines your dreams. It begins as a whisper, a faint question of whether you're capable or worthy. But left unchecked, it grows louder, taking root in your mind and coloring your thoughts with hesitation and fear. Doubt tells you that your vision is too big, too unrealistic, or too far out of reach. And with every moment you entertain it, you push your dreams further away. To doubt is to deny the very essence of what you want to create. It is to reject the possibility of its existence, and in doing so, to deny yourself the joy of realizing it. Your dreams are fragile in their infancy, like seeds waiting to grow. They require belief, nurturing, and trust to flourish. But doubt acts like a storm, uprooting these seeds before they have a chance to take hold. It robs you of the energy and focus needed to turn your vision into reality. When you doubt, you split your energy between wanting and questioning, leaving little left for the action and conviction necessary for manifestation. Doubt often disguises itself as caution or practicality. It whispers that you're just being realistic or that it's wise to temper your expectations. But deep down, you know this is not true. Realism has its place, but when it becomes an excuse to stay small, it turns into doubt. The truth is that every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, and every fulfilled dream once seemed impossible to someone. Those who succeeded did so not because they avoided doubt entirely, but because they refused to let it control them. To doubt is to disconnect from the power that brings your dreams to life. Imagine holding a blueprint for a magnificent building but refusing to believe it can be constructed. Without belief in the plan, no foundation will be laid, no bricks will be set, and no progress will be made. Your vision works the same way. It is the blueprint for your future, but it remains lifeless without the animating force of belief. Trust in your vision is not about ignoring challenges or pretending obstacles don't exist. It's about knowing that, despite the difficulties, your dream is worth pursuing. It's about understanding that the power to create lies within you, not in the circumstances around you. When you trust in your vision, you give it permission to unfold. You create space for opportunities, resources, and ideas to come into your life. But when you doubt, you block these things from reaching you. Think of doubt as a wall, and trust as an open door. With trust, you invite the flow of creation, allowing your dreams to move toward you as you move toward them. With doubt, you shut that door, keeping possibilities at bay. The choice is always yours to doubt and deny, or to trust and receive. Many people abandon their dreams not because they lack talent, resources, or time, but because they succumb to doubt. They tell themselves it's not meant to be, or that they're not ready. But the truth is that readiness comes through action and belief. No one starts with everything perfectly aligned. The alignment happens as you move forward with faith. Trust in your vision means accepting it as real even before you see evidence of it. It means feeling the reality of your dream as though it's already here, knowing that what you believe with conviction must eventually become your experience. This trust is not blind optimism, it's a deep inner knowing that your desires are valid and achievable. The greatest gift you can give to your dreams is unwavering belief. When you trust in your vision, you align with its energy and draw it closer to you. You act as though it's already done, and the universe responds by rearranging itself to match your certainty. The path may not always be clear, and challenges may arise, but trust allows you to navigate these moments with strength and determination. Doubt is a choice, just as belief is a choice. Every time you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself of why you began. Focus on the outcome you desire, not the obstacles in your way. Speak life into your dreams, affirming their reality with every thought, word, and action. When you choose trust over doubt, you breathe life into your vision and set it free to manifest in ways beyond your imagination. Your dreams are worth believing in. They are the expression of your highest self, calling you to rise above fear and hesitation. Trust in them completely, and they will not fail you. Let go of doubt, and watch as your dreams move from possibility to reality. Hesitation is the silent enemy of creation. It lurks in the spaces between thought and action, whispering questions of what if and am I ready. It convinces you to pause, to overthink, and to wait for the perfect moment. But in truth, hesitation delays the life you desire. It places an artificial barrier between the vision in your mind and the reality waiting to unfold. Boldness, however, is the force that bridges this gap. It is the power to act with confidence, as though the outcome is already secured. Every manifestation begins with a thought. Your mind conceives an idea, a dream, or a goal, and in that moment it exists in the realm of possibility. Yet without action, that thought remains intangible, trapped in the ether. Hesitation arises when fear, doubt, or uncertainty steps in, questioning whether you should proceed. It freezes your momentum, keeping your dream suspended in limbo. The energy that should propel you forward dissipates, leaving you stuck in a cycle of inaction. Boldness, on the other hand, bypasses hesitation entirely. It doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect or for fears to subside. Boldness says, I am ready now, even if readiness feels incomplete. It acknowledges the power of action in the present moment. To act boldly is to declare your faith in your vision, to trust that the steps you take now will lead to the fulfillment of your desires. This trust is what transforms thought into reality. When you act as if it's already done, you align yourself with the reality you wish to create. This alignment is not mere pretense, it is a powerful shift in consciousness. You begin to think, feel, and behave as though your dream is already part of your life. This bold approach sends a clear signal to the universe you are serious, committed, and ready to receive. It sets into motion the forces that bring opportunities, resources, and synchronicities into your path. Hesitation, in contrast, signals uncertainty. It suggests that you are unsure about your vision, your readiness, or your worthiness. This hesitation creates a gap between your desire and its manifestation, a gap that grows wider the longer you wait. The universe responds to your hesitation by mirroring it, holding back the very things you seek. Boldness, however, closes this gap. It eliminates the space between wanting and receiving, turning intention into experience. Consider how many dreams have been lost to hesitation. Opportunities missed, relationships unpursued, and goals abandoned, all because of a moment of uncertainty. Hesitation convinces you that the risk is too great, the timing is wrong, or that you are not enough. But these are illusions, constructs of the mind that keep you from stepping into your power. The truth is, there is no perfect moment. The only moment that matters is the one you choose to act boldly. To act boldly is not to act recklessly. It is to move forward with purpose and conviction, knowing that your actions, no matter how small, are part of a greater unfolding. Boldness does not require all the answers or a clear path. It only requires the willingness to take the first step. And once that step is taken, the next becomes clearer, and then the next. When you embody boldness, you carry yourself as though the outcome is certain. This certainty shifts your energy and the way others perceive you. People are drawn to confidence and decisiveness. Resources seem to appear as if by magic, and circumstances begin to align in your favor. What once seemed out of reach starts to move toward you, not because of chance, but because boldness opens the door to possibility. The greatest barrier to bold action is often fear of failure, judgment, or the unknown. But fear is only as powerful as the attention you give it. When you choose boldness, you diminish fear's hold on you. You remind yourself that every action, no matter the outcome, is a step closer to your dream. Even perceived failures are valuable, as they teach and refine you for the journey ahead. Act as if it's already done. See your dream as a reality, and move as though it is inevitable. This mindset is not wishful thinking, it is the foundation of manifestation. Boldness does not wait for proof or permission. It creates proof through action. It bridges the gap between the intangible and the tangible, turning possibility into reality. Do not let hesitation rob you of your destiny. The life you desire is waiting, but it requires your boldness to come alive. Take the step. Make the decision. Act now and watch as the world reshapes itself to meet your unwavering confidence. Fear is a construct of the mind, a clever illusion designed to keep you in the familiar, to hold you within the confines of what you already know. It is a defense mechanism born from the instinct to survive, but in the modern world, it has become a barrier to growth and freedom. Fear whispers that you are not ready, not capable, not deserving. It creates shadows of doubt and builds walls of hesitation. Yet when you pause to examine fear for what it truly is, you see its fragile nature. It is not real. It is merely a projection of the mind, a trick that loses its power the moment you face it. Fear thrives in the unknown, feeding on uncertainty and magnifying it into an insurmountable obstacle. It convinces you that staying where you are stagnant and safe is preferable to taking a risk. But this safety is an illusion. The comfort zone fear defends is not a sanctuary but a prison, one that keeps you from exploring the vast potential of who you are and what you can achieve. When fear arises, it often disguises itself as rationality or practicality. It tells you that your dream is too ambitious or that failure is inevitable. It plants seeds of self-doubt, making you question your abilities and your worthiness. But these thoughts are not truths, they are constructs of the mind designed to protect you from perceived danger. The key is to recognize them as such mental fabrications, not reality. Think of all the times fear has stopped you from pursuing something you desired. Perhaps it was the fear of rejection, failure, or ridicule. Yet if you look back, how many of those fears actually came to pass? And even if they did, were they as devastating as you imagined? More often than not, the worst-case scenarios fear presents never materialize. Instead, the real regret lies in the opportunities missed because of fear's illusionary grip. Facing fear does not mean eliminating it entirely. Fear is a natural part of the human experience, and its presence does not signal weakness. Rather, it offers a chance to grow. Every time you confront fear, you expand your capacity for courage and resilience. Each step taken in the face of fear weakens its hold, proving to yourself that you are stronger than any illusion the mind can create. Fear is often rooted in the past or the future. It draws from past failures or imagined scenarios of what could go wrong. But in the present moment, fear has no foothold. When you anchor yourself in the now, fear loses its grip. The present is where action happens, where dreams are built, and where courage is born. By focusing on the step in front of you, rather than the mountain ahead, you take away fear's ability to paralyze you. Action is the antidote to fear. Even the smallest act of defiance against fear's narrative begins to dismantle its illusion. Each time you act despite fear, you prove to yourself that the mind's projections are not reality. You shift your focus from what might go wrong to what could go right. You reclaim your power from fear and channel it into creating the life you desire. Fear is not your enemy, it is a mirror, reflecting areas where growth is possible. Instead of running from it, lean into it. Ask yourself what fear is trying to protect you from, and then question whether that protection is necessary. Often you will find that fear is clinging to outdated beliefs or assumptions that no longer serve you. By challenging these beliefs, you free yourself from their constraints. You are not your fear. You are the creator of your reality, and fear is nothing more than a passing thought. When you stop running from it and instead see it for what it is, you reclaim your power. You render fear powerless, and in doing so, you step boldly into the limitless possibilities of your life. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the unshakable force that turns mere thoughts into tangible realities. It is the unseen hand that moves mountains, the energy that aligns the universe to manifest your desires. When you hold faith, you stand in the certainty of what you cannot yet see, knowing that your belief is the key to its eventual unfolding. Faith activates the invisible forces that respond to your intentions, bringing into form the very things you desire. At its core, faith is not about hoping or wishing, it is about knowing. It is the quiet confidence that the unseen is just as real as the seen, and that what you seek is already in motion, making its way toward you. When you stand firm in your belief, you set into motion the powerful forces of creation, forces that do not question or waver but act in perfect harmony with your conviction. Your faith becomes the foundation upon which your reality is built, shaping circumstances, opportunities, and experiences to align with your desires. The invisible forces at work are always present, responding to your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, but they require faith to be fully activated. Without faith, doubt and fear creep in, disrupting the flow and scattering the energy needed to bring your desires to fruition. Doubt weakens the signal you send out, while faith strengthens it, amplifying your intentions and aligning the universe to meet your needs. Faith is the power that sustains your vision, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. Faith asks you to trust in the unseen, to believe in the outcome even before it manifests. This trust is not blind, it is deeply rooted in the understanding that your thoughts and beliefs shape your reality. When you hold faith, you declare that your vision is already real, even if it has not yet appeared in physical form. This unwavering belief creates a magnetic pull, drawing to you the people, resources, and circumstances necessary to make your vision a reality. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but faith is what carries you through them. It reminds you that these obstacles are not the end but part of the process, tests of your commitment to your vision. When you hold faith, you see these challenges not as barriers but as stepping stones, opportunities to refine your focus and strengthen your resolve. Faith is the anchor that keeps you steady, even in the face of uncertainty. Faith is not passive, it is active and dynamic. It requires you to embody the energy of your desired outcome, to act as if it is already done. This alignment between your thoughts, feelings, and actions is what activates the invisible forces and accelerates the manifestation process. When you move through the world with the confidence that your desires are on their way, you create a ripple effect, influencing your environment and opening doors that were previously closed. The unseen forces at play are vast and limitless, but they require your faith to be fully activated. Just as a seed needs water and sunlight to grow, your desires need the nourishment of belief to take root and flourish. When you stand firm in your faith, you create a fertile ground for these forces to work, allowing them to bring your vision to life in ways that often exceed your imagination. Faith is not a matter of waiting, it is a matter of knowing. It is the quiet assurance that what you desire is already yours, even if it has not yet appeared. This knowing transforms your energy, aligning you with the vibration of your desired outcome. When you embody this energy, you become a co-creator with the universe, working in harmony with the invisible forces that shape reality. Hold your faith unwaveringly, and watch as the unseen becomes seen, the imagined becomes real, and the impossible becomes possible. Faith is your greatest tool, the key to unlocking the infinite potential of the universe. Stand firm in it, and know that all you desire is already on its way. The power of decision is one of the greatest forces you possess. Your life, your experiences, and even the world around you are shaped by the decisions you make. The moment you decide with clarity and conviction, all of creation begins to move in alignment with that decision. It is as if the universe, which was previously waiting on your command, springs into action, orchestrating events, circumstances, and opportunities to bring your choice into reality. Deciding is not simply choosing, it is an act of creation, a declaration that what you have determined is already yours. When you decide, you send a clear and unwavering signal to the world. This signal is not just a thought or a hope, it is a powerful, energetic command that leaves no room for ambiguity. Your decision declares to the universe, this is what I want. This is who I am. And the universe responds in kind, rearranging itself to match the vibration of your choice. The act of deciding is the moment you shift from uncertainty to certainty, from potentiality to actuality. Most people hesitate to decide because they fear making the wrong choice. They linger in indecision, thinking that by keeping their options open, they are protecting themselves from failure or regret. But indecision is its own form of failure. It creates stagnation, leaving you stuck in a state of limbo where nothing progresses. The truth is, any decision is better than no decision because the act of deciding sets energy into motion. Even if adjustments are needed later, you cannot steer a ship that isn't moving. To decide is to commit. It is to close the door on doubt and fear, to remove hesitation and uncertainty from the equation. This commitment is what gives your decision power. It eliminates conflicting energy, focusing all your thoughts, emotions, and actions on a single outcome. When you decide with conviction, you embody the energy of already having what you desire. This alignment is what accelerates the manifestation process. Deciding is an act of trust not in something external, but in yourself and the power you hold to shape your reality. It is a statement of faith, and knowing that the moment you decide, the path will unfold. You may not see every step ahead, but your decision sets the wheels in motion. Doors will open, opportunities will arise, and people will come into your life to support your journey. The how is not your concern, it is taken care of by forces greater than you. Your only task is to decide and remain unwavering in your choice. A decision is final. It leaves no room for second guessing or retreat. When you decide, you burn the bridges behind you, ensuring that there is no path back to indecision. This finality is what gives your decision its transformative power. It signals to the universe that you are ready, that you have chosen, and that you will not waver. This unwavering certainty creates momentum, drawing everything you need to fulfill your decision. Deciding requires courage because it often means stepping into the unknown. It means trusting in what cannot yet be seen and believing in your ability to bring it into being. But the rewards of deciding far outweigh the risks. The moment you decide, you free yourself from the paralysis of indecision and take control of your destiny. You become a creator, shaping your life with intention and purpose. Do not underestimate the power of a single decision. Your entire reality is built upon the choices you make. Decide what you want, and it is done. The moment you choose with clarity and conviction, you unleash the creative forces of the universe to bring your vision to life. Trust in this process. Decide boldly and watch as your world transforms to match your choice. In life, the power to create, to transform, and to manifest lies entirely within you. Every moment is an opportunity to step into your true potential by recognizing the infinite possibilities at your command. Doubt, fear, hesitation, and indecision are not obstacles in the external world, they are barriers of the mind. When you choose to overcome them, you unlock the forces of creation that are always at work, ready to align with your bold decisions and unwavering faith. So trust in the process, act boldly, and align your inner world with the vision you hold. Your reality is shaped by your choices, and with faith and determination, nothing is beyond your reach. The life you desire is already yours, it simply awaits your command. Thank you for your time and attention. May you step forward with courage and create the life you truly deserve.